Thank you.
All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nice Hog Honey Heist. We are going to be stealing some honey, but not just anybody. It's all bears. Bears disguised as humans. I've got 4 bears here for you, and we're going to go one by one. Why don't we start out with Evan? Tell us about your bear.
Hello, I am playing Bear v. Beararri. I am a black bear, I am incompetent, and I am the driver.
Very nice. And next to them is Frankie. Frankie, who is your bear?
My bear is Patch Addams with 2 D's. My bear is Polar Bear. My bear is Slick. My bear is the face. Slick, face, Patch, Addams, Polar Bear.
And next to Frankie, we have Steve, who's got a very interesting bear. Steve, why don't you tell us about your character?
I don't know if mine really qualifies as a bear because it's a honey badger. I guess according to this game, we're qualifying. So I am the muscle. I'm also unhinged. And I know honey badgers are like... I know about honey badgers is they're like squirrely and like can get into things. Like, like they're like natural thieves. So I think I'm equipped to be on this team.
Perfect. And last, but...
Oh, my name's Honey Bear.
Which
is a play on...
Yes, Honey Bear, the honey badger, the unhinged muscle. And last but certainly not least, we've got Sabrina. Sabrina, why don't you tell us about your character?
Hiya, I am Otter, and I am the hacker of the group. So, I hack. Otter, she's a panda, and she's kind of the retiree. She's been out of the game for a little bit. She's been spending more time amongst the humans than these other guys have because she relates more to the humans. But she's being drawn back in for one last job with these fine friends of hers.
And all of these bears tonight are going to be attempting to steal the hive of Abraham Lincoln. This convention is being held at a local fishing village on the docks of the largest pier they've got. There are 3 access points that these bears discovered during last week's prep session. The first, the most obvious, the entrance. The next, there's a shipping container off to the side, or shipping dock off to the side. And the third, underneath the dock is a river where bears who can climb might be able to sneak up by climbing the support beams that lift the pier up into the air. These bears are all starting in the apartment of Otter, the hacker, and they are going to decide to make their first moves. Just so everyone knows where we were last time, here are some quick notes from the prep session. To make sure that Abraham Lincoln wasn't a bear, we dug up his body and examined it and stole his clothes. So one of the items that our wonderful team has is the clothes, authentic clothes of Abraham Lincoln. They also have a couple special items they got from the Black Bear Market, a replica beehive, indistinguishable from no one knows what the real Abraham Lincoln beehive looks like, but if you were to show this to a person, there's no way they'd be able to tell it was a fake. It is well made. And the next is a loaded gun, a single loaded gun that our friends have. And on top of that, Otter the hacker was able to secure everybody tickets as the performance of the convention. If they wanted to go this way, our group is currently booked as the entertainment, as many of them have a past as a band. I will now turn it over to the players. At the apartment of Otter, the heist begins, or rather, the convention begins in just a few hours. If you wanted to drive over now, you would get there right as it begins. What would you like to do?
Hey,
I think
so
we're
How long do you think it's going to take us to get there?
I think we're already late. That's, you know, if
Well,
we're if it
I'm trying to be kind because I know our driver's distractible. So anything we have, we should maybe
Supposed to
tack on a
mean.
couple. I mean,
I have plenty of 3-star reviews on this platform, on our Uber driver platform, and that's definitely the highest amount of stars you can get.
look, just take my word for it. I like you, and I'm putting this as delicately as possible. As like I already have put it as delicately as I can put it. I'd like to maintain a working relationship for the rest of the day.
I say I'm ready. I'll pull up the car. We can get over there. I think the sooner the better. If we wanna get in with your band, then I think they're gonna want us there sooner rather than later.
Am I hearing?
yeah, I
sooner-
think that's exactly where I'm coming from. We are, as talent, already late if we're not there, right?
We can be fashionably late.
Fashionably late doesn't look
It's
bad
true.
on talent, especially
That's
ones
why we
as
all have these hats.
out of nowhere as you. Would you like to drive over to the convention?
Is there anything we need in Otter's apartment that we should bring?
I will say that all items you acquired in the prep sesh have already been loaded into Ford B. Beararri's car. If there are any items that you think Otter might have in her apartment, feel free to bring them up and take them with you.
Otter, do you have more handguns?
Hey,
Yeah,
Beararri,
way
how long
more.
do you think it's going to take you to? How long do you think it's going to take you to pull the car around?
I'll go get it right now.
No, but like,
Let
give
him
me a
know on
time
the
estimate.
handgun.
I gotta say, it sounds like
Oh.
Otter has a specific idea in mind. Otter, is there some sort of timing you're trying to make work for this heist?
No, I'm just trying to ask how long do you think it's going to take you to bring the car around?
5 minutes if I leave right now.
Okay, great. Yeah, awesome. I'll put on a song so I can keep track of time.
Oh, I see. Of course.
Yeah,
I will
so
go
you know,
pull the
lose track of
car.
time. I'll put on Bohemian Rhapsody. About 6 minutes. Give you a little wiggle room, okay?
Yeah. And trust me,
Okay.
I'll need it.
Okay, bye.
Can we circle
I
back
do
on the
that.
handguns? Do we
All right,
have
I'm gonna-
more?
Yeah, now that I'm gone.
I'm gonna need one of you to start a stopwatch. We're gonna have to see what the standard deviation of time is for his actual, we gotta see what his actual confidence is versus what his actual abilities are, so we can really calculate this shit out.
It's
Because
just like a test. That's all this is.
Well,
no,
I'll
it's
tell
not a
you-
test. It's just I want to be able to. I can put some numbers into my laptop, and I can make a calculator so we here in this room can have an accurate reading of how long it's going to take Beararri to do some stuff.
Well,
You know
how
what I'm
about
saying?
this?
Because I
How
don't
about
think
this?
Beararri's going to
Since
take
this
good,
is
we got a soft parent.
Sabrina.
We got a soft parent, Beararri.
Yes, and I want an accurate count of the handguns. Is it just this one, or do we have more, perhaps, that you already had in your possession? Seems like maybe that could have been a thing.
Look, I don't have any handguns, because I try to keep a low profile. But if we want some more weapons, we can maybe take some knives out of the kitchen, some stuff like that. I think that'd be fun, but I feel like we should really pick up the pace because we're getting to the opera part of Bohemian Rhapsody, and if Beararri is accurate in his count, I don't want to look like a dingus with my dick in my paw.
Well, here's what's going to
I
happen.
just wanted to close
hold on,
the loop
guys.
on
I'm
the
stepping in.
guns.
I'm
I
stepping
understand
in.
now.
So, because Ford v.
Mhm.
Beararri is being timed, and this is a specific task, we're going to roll for it. The audience should be seeing the dice right
Ooh.
now. Now, because Ford b. Beararri is the driver, that's his skill, we will do 2 rolls. This is going to be under... I'm not going to change your bear versus criminal rating just for driving, but you do have 2 rolls. You have to get a 1 through a 3 to succeed. If you get any higher than that,
Okay.
your first roll is a 6. We're going to roll one more time because this is your special
Uh-oh.
skill. If you get a 4, 5, or 6 on this next roll, you are officially late for bringing the car back around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a 5. Ford B. Beararri is a very good driver, rated 3 stars on Uber, but unfortunately, it's been a few
I'm ready to
minutes
go.
since Bohemian Rhapsody passed when you hear Ford v. Beararri
We stocked
honking
up we stocked
outside.
up the knives. Now before we go outside, can I don't know if this is a task I need to do. Can I make a note of how much longer it took him
Oh my
versus
God.
his estimate?
You,
Because
Sabrina,
what I think I can do here
here's
is
the
I
thing.
want to
As the
I want to quantify incompetence into one of my like computer programs. I have a lot of algorithms. I'm good at Microsoft Excel. I can calculate a standard deviation. The three of us should be able to calculate kind of within a minute when he will actually show up. So if he's like, the getaway car is going to be here in 10 minutes.
Well, as it turns out, Beararri was 1 minute later than the 5 minutes you gave him. So that's 6 minutes, meaning he was...
Check.
Yeah, so if you want to plug that in, that's about
20%.
about
later.
20%.
Yeah, so we can add
with your
20%
samples
to every time estimate that he gives us.
with
All
your
right, great.
with your sample
Alright.
size of
Thank
1,
That's
you
how
de-
much you suck.
with your sample size of 1, you determined that Ford v.
That
Beararri
fits
might
the
be
3 out of 5
20%
stars,
later
too.
than you want him to be.
Yeah.
Now that you've figured that out, are you heading to the convention? I will say you got the knives from the kitchen if you want the knives. And when you last talked on the prep sesh, you mentioned bringing all your instruments as well as empty cases for hauling extra honey. That has been loaded into the car as well.
Thank you.
I assume we got those on the way to Otter's apartment. They're in the trunk.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. I just want to
Good
say,
question.
Go ahead.
Do we want to bring
faces
any real
operate.
instruments?
Yeah, we probably should definitely.
I think we should go. Let's go. That's
Yeah,
my
let's go.
advice, honey.
But I do want to say before we go, like we might not all make it out of this mission alive. And it's been a pleasure serving with all of you.
Let's go.
And
Fuck that.
I want to get this honey.
Are we saying this in the
Yeah.
car to
Let's go.
Beararri? too?
Yeah, I'm saying this as we're climbing in. I just this
Okay, great.
little pep
Amazing.
speech
It's like
to
a,
make sure
it's like a
everybody's
prep speech.
yeah. One nice moment in case shit goes to hell.
It will bear hell.
Filled with the
I
determination
never remember
as
there is no safety on this one.
filled with as much determination as 4 bears can muster, you all hop into Ford v. Beararri's car. Tell you what, just for some flavor, I'm gonna roll one more time.
Yeah.
Let's see if you all get there on time or if you get there 20% late.
I like this 20% metric.
Yeah, can I check my math during this ride to see if I can extrapolate from that?
Of course.
Larger?
All right, your first roll was a
Awesome.
4, so that's a failure. Your second
Cool.
roll was a 1. So, Ford v. Beararri and the rest of our bears show up to the HoneyCon right on time. Here's what you see. You see a long line of guests outside of the main entrance not moving. General admission hasn't happened yet, but you can tell that they're waiting for someone. It's probably you. Off to the side is the loading dock with a truck not there yet, but on its way. And of course, the river, as always, is there. How would you like to proceed?
I'm going to adjust my estimate in my computer before we go, just because I don't want you to you pull a slick one. We rolled right on time, so what I did is I observed that that was actually accurate. So I'm going to split the difference and say 10% because one was accurate and one was 20% off. So that the standard deviation, can we accept it's 10 from that? Percent?
Beararri Ford blinks in confusion,
I'll
not
even-
understanding what's happening.
I'll even take 15.
It is my character
fuck
trait
it.
that I rolled.
It is. So, you are all still in the car. There is a parking lot for you to park if you would like. What are your next actions?
Do we want to go to the loading dock? Does it seem like, as talent, we'd want to avoid the crowds and, be cool? Or do you think that's not where they'd want us? I want to go where we're expected as humans, you know?
Well, that sure sounds like something a human would say. Good job.
The options would be, I think, going through the crowd would take a little bit more time because the crowd might distract us or whatever. We might have to entertain them. If we go to the loading dock, then we look like we're being sneaky.
Well, but if we're the band, does it look like we're being sneaky or just like that we're being like,
We're loading.
you know,
We're loading our equipment.
cool, yeah.
Do we know what
exactly,
our bear band's reach is into human culture right now? Do
That
any of us
crowd's there
have
for
any
us,
insight
it
into
seems
that?
like.
Well, are they there for us, or did we
I
just?
don't know.
They're
did they
big
just,
Abe
like-
fans, they're big B fans, they're big Bear fans.
They are. I will answer this for you a little bit. Given that you hacked your way into a position that wasn't originally filled, it's not like there's an actual band that was going to show up. So whether or not you guys have big reach or not, the convention website has not advertised you because you hacked your way in.
So, but does that mean they are
So they're
for
not,
us
they're
and we
not
just have that
fans,
level of
not
reach, or
fans.
no? They're
In
not
other
our
words,
fans.
we're on the staff's schedule as entertainment, but we weren't listed on the site as entertainment. So if we run into staff, we're fine, but nobody's looking for us. Like, there's nobody on the site being like, "Oh, that band, weird." Like when they checked the address this morning.
Yeah, all that they saw is
we-
that a band had been rented, and they're like, "Oh, cool."
We make a big showy entrance of like, "What's up? We're the band. We're super cool.
We're bears.
Take us to the hive right now."
You could. I'm
Take
not
us
saying
to the-
the
take us to your.
I'm not saying that the convention goers wouldn't know who you are. I have no idea what your reach is. You'll have to find out. Simply that you weren't advertised on the website.
All right, I think Frankie, that's your job. You're the
I
face.
say. I
That's a
think
good
that,
point.
Yeah,
You gotta go
I
up
think
there
that
and say, "Hey, you know who we are, right?"
what we try to do is we take our cases that are empty and our passes to like guest services, and we try to talk as little as possible, but we try to say something like just green room, band, green room, like something like that, because then
Yeah.
we can at least
Mhm.
stash our empty cases somewhere where we can like be loading them up throughout. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Let's do that. And before we go, I want everyone to practice with me. You know, use your natural green room. You can kind of from the growl. You can kind of get to those words very easily. Green
Hurry.
room.
Room.
Hey,
Band.
I have an idea.
Green room band.
Gareem Garoom Band.
Do we want to?
Green room
Look.
band.
We can all maybe, if you go up front and we kind of turn our backs to the rest of them, we can each say one syllable of green and you can just mime it with your mouth. It'll sound even better.
I think I'm gonna say it just fine. I
Like
just want to make
throat
sure
singing.
everyone had practiced saying it, because in case anyone else has to talk, we've all practiced.
We should all say it
saying
at the same exact time.
The four of you get out of your vehicle and make your way towards the entrance. By the way, for the audience, they all are bears, but they're dressed as humans, and humans are stupid. In fact, as you pass the long line of convention goers, a few of them look at you and go, "Oh my God." You can't tell if it's because they're realizing you're bears or because they're fans, but then one of them walks up to you and is like, "I am such a huge fan of you guys. I had no idea you were performing. Can I get your autograph?" What do you do?
I'll sign it.
Nice.
Bear's muzzle and is in his hands.
What has he got? He's got a thing for me to sign?
He's got
Yeah, is there anything we can get from this guy?
he's got anything you can get from him. Well, this fan walked up
Like
to you.
information?
He's holding up a vinyl record of let's say your band's most popular album. This is a super fan. He would love for you to sign it if you are open to that.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'll do one little thing and I'm gonna wink.
He almost faints from the stardom of it all.
I lick him. I'm not lick him.
He
No! Don't lick him.
Honey Bear goes up to the fan and licks him. The fan is into it. He's like, you guys,
Yeah.
you've all always had such a like an animalistic like style to you. Like, oh, this is just the best day ever. I hope I see you all at the convention. I'm so excited. And he goes back in line. Rock and roll. You continue on to the front, and you are greeted by the woman who is asking for tickets. She says, "Oh my God, finally! Get on in there. They've been waiting for you." And without even having to say a word, they usher you in, but the security gives you a side glance. Maybe they don't trust musicians. Maybe it's just because they're generally very offset. I don't know. They're security guards with guns. It's not a good vibe. You are walked into the dock. It's a big, wide open space. There are lots of vendors everywhere selling different types of honey and honey-related stickers and paraphernalia. Off to the left, you are brought to the green room. And it's not so much a room as it is a set area with some drinks, some snacks, and a stage for you to perform in. The person walking you there is like, do any of you want anything to drink? Do you want to talk to her?
How green is the room?
Didn't we give them like a list of things to prep for us ahead of time?
Did they have our rider?
Yes, they do, and it looks like everything that you asked for is in the green room. This woman is just being polite, seeing if there's anything extra she can get. That sucks?
That really fucking sucks. It sucks that everything we asked for is here.
No, it's awesome. Thank you. Thumbs up.
No,
I'll say 2 thumbs up. I'm just gonna give her 2 thumbs up. I don't even want to say anything.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you all bears to bear. This sucks. The reason why we give them extravagant riders is not so that we can get stuff. Honey is nice, but you gotta do the, this is why Van Halen asked for green M&Ms, It wasn't to be divas. It was to see if they read the rider, had attention to detail and execution. And if they didn't have the green M&Ms, they pulled out of the gig because they knew that they weren't paying attention to the safety things in terms of, the pyrotechnics and whatnot. But now we just know that these guys have attention to detail. They're watching well. They gave us what we wanted. We're fucked. These guys are on their game.
They all said, "Oh, thank God you're here." Like you really succeeded in getting us into the event. It seemed like they might not care, but now I think they do.
Can we just take this as a win? We got the stuff on the rider. That's awesome.
This is why you're the face.
Well, here's the thing: is that
a win.
You might not know this, but usually when you're playing a gig, you don't show up when the gig starts. You have to sound check and stuff. They probably are worried that we haven't done that, and now there's already people here.
Well, it's funny you say that.
I can do a little solo.
As the assistant, before the assistant goes away, she says, just so you guys know, you're on in a couple hours. So we just need to make sure that when that happens, you're playing. You are playing, by the way, for the unveiling of the Abraham Lincoln beehive. That's what you're...
So we're playing whilst...
Yes.
It's unveiling.
Yes. So, you have a couple hours before that happens, specifically 2. Until then, the assistant says, hey, feel free to enjoy the convention, and thank you so much for giving your presence to our small little river village. And then she walks off, leaving you guys to do whatever you would like.